Imagine a sea of faces, a crowd so large that your individuality dissolves. This is the essence of de-individuation, a psychological state where individuals lose their sense of self-awareness and personal responsibility when submerged in a group. This loss of individuality can have profound effects on behavior, often leading to actions that individuals would never consider when acting alone. One of the key factors contributing to de-individuation is anonymity. When people feel anonymous, they are less likely to be held accountable for their actions. They feel hidden within the crowd, their individual identity masked by the collective. This anonymity can lead to a decrease in self-awareness and an increase in impulsive, often antisocial behavior. Consider the example of a riot. In the midst of the chaos and anonymity of a large crowd, individuals may engage in acts of vandalism, aggression, or theft that they would never dream of committing on their own. This is because the de-individuated state lowers inhibitions, making people more susceptible to the influence of the group's behavior. The effects of de-individuation can be both positive and negative. On the one hand, it can lead to pro-social behavior, such as when people feel a sense of unity and solidarity during a concert or sporting event. On the other hand, it can also contribute to antisocial behavior, as seen in riots, mob violence, and online trolling. Understanding the factors that contribute to de-individuation is crucial for mitigating its negative consequences and harnessing its potential for positive social change. Group projects, brainstorming sessions, and team efforts are often lauded as effective strategies for achieving common goals. However, there's a hidden danger lurking within group dynamics: social loafing. This phenomenon describes the tendency for individuals to exert less effort when working collectively compared to when working individually. Imagine a game of tug-of-war. When pulling alone, each person gives their all, but add more people to the rope and something curious happens. Individual effort diminishes. This is social loafing in action. As the size of the group increases, individuals feel less accountable for the overall outcome. This diffusion of responsibility stems from the belief that their individual contributions are less noticeable in a group setting. The larger the group, the easier it is for someone to blend in and let others carry the weight. This can lead to a decrease in overall productivity and potentially resentment among group members. Social loafing isn't limited to physical tasks. It can manifest in brainstorming sessions where individuals contribute fewer ideas, group projects where some members coast on the efforts of others, or even in online forums where participation dwindles as the community grows. Recognizing the signs of social loafing is crucial for implementing strategies to mitigate its impact and foster a more equitable and productive group dynamic. De-individuation and social loafing present significant challenges to effective group work. However, by understanding these phenomena, we can implement strategies to mitigate their negative effects and create a more productive and harmonious group dynamic. One effective strategy is to establish clear group norms. Norms are unwritten rules that govern behavior within a group. By explicitly stating expectations for individual effort, participation, and communication, groups can create a culture of accountability. Keeping group sizes small can also help to reduce social loafing and promote individual accountability. When individuals feel like their contributions are more impactful, they are more likely to put in the effort. Smaller groups also foster a greater sense of responsibility and make it more difficult for individuals to hide in the crowd. Another effective strategy is to promote individual accountability. This can be achieved through techniques like assigning specific roles to each group member, conducting peer evaluations, and holding regular check-ins to monitor individual progress. By making individuals responsible for their own contributions, groups can discourage social loafing and encourage active participation. Persuasion is a powerful force, shaping our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. But what if we could build resistance to unwanted persuasion? This is where inoculation theory comes into play, drawing a parallel to how a weakened form of a virus can build immunity to a stronger attack. Imagine presenting a weakened version of an argument to someone, allowing them to develop counter-arguments. This process of pre-exposure acts like a vaccine, building resistance to future attempts at persuasion using the same argument. This is the essence of inoculation theory. Forewarning plays a crucial role in this process. By alerting individuals to the possibility of persuasive attempts, we activate their defense mechanisms. This preemptive strike allows them to critically evaluate the incoming information and generate counter-arguments, making them less susceptible to manipulation. Inoculation theory highlights the importance of engaging in open and critical dialogue. By exposing ourselves and others to diverse perspectives and challenging our own beliefs, we build resilience against persuasive attempts and develop more informed and nuanced viewpoints. Section 5. Inoculating against social Darwinism. A case study in persuasion. To illustrate the effectiveness of inoculation theory, let's consider the controversial concept of social Darwinism. This theory, often misused to justify social inequality, argues that individuals are subject to the same principles of natural selection as plants and animals, leading to the belief that those at the top of the social hierarchy are inherently fitter. Imagine presenting a group of individuals with a weak version of this argument, highlighting its flaws and ethical implications. Encourage them to generate counter-arguments, emphasizing the role of social factors like access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunity in shaping individual outcomes. By pre-exposing them to this weakened form of the argument and prompting them to actively debunk it, you inoculate them against future encounters with more compelling and potentially persuasive presentations of social Darwinism. They are now equipped with the critical thinking skills and counter-arguments necessary to resist this potentially harmful ideology. This example highlights the power of inoculation theory in addressing complex and sensitive topics. By engaging in open dialogue, challenging harmful ideologies, and fostering critical thinking, we can build resistance to manipulation and create a more just and equitable society. Section 6. The subtle art of persuasion, understanding the foot-in-the-door technique. Persuasion isn't always about grand gestures and forceful arguments. Sometimes the most effective techniques are subtle and incremental, gradually leading individuals towards compliance. This is the principle behind the foot-in-the-door technique, a persuasion strategy that leverages the power of small commitments to influence larger decisions. Imagine asking a friend for a small favor, like borrowing a book. Once they agree, you follow up with a slightly larger request, such as helping you move some boxes. The foot-in-the-door technique suggests that their initial compliance with the small request increases the likelihood of them agreeing to the larger one. This technique plays on our desire for consistency. Once we commit to a small act, even if seemingly insignificant, it becomes psychologically easier to justify agreeing to larger related requests. We strive to maintain a consistent self-image, and rejecting the larger request after agreeing to the smaller one can create cognitive dissonance. From charities asking for small donations that gradually increase over time to salespeople securing initial appointments that pave the way for larger sales pitches, the foot-in-the-door technique is a powerful tool for influencing behavior by exploiting our natural inclination towards consistency. Section 7. The power of no leveraging the door-in-the-face tactic. While the foot-in-the-door technique relies on starting small, the door-in-the-face tactic takes the opposite approach. This counterintuitive persuasion method involves making a large, often unreasonable request that is likely to be rejected, followed by a smaller, more reasonable request. Imagine asking your boss for a substantial raise that is beyond the company's budget. When they inevitably decline, you follow up with a request for a smaller raise, closer to the industry standard. The door-in-the-face tactic suggests that this second, smaller request is more likely to be granted after the initial larger request was rejected. This technique plays on the principle of reciprocity. When someone feels like you've made a concession by significantly lowering your initial request, they feel obligated to reciprocate by agreeing to your smaller request. This creates a sense of social pressure and obligation, increasing the likelihood of compliance. From negotiating prices to soliciting donations, the door-in-the-face tactic highlights the power of strategic concessions and the subtle ways in which social norms can influence our decision-making processes. Section 8. Navigating group dynamics. A synthesis of strategies. Understanding the complexities of group dynamics, particularly the challenges posed by de-individuation, social loafing, and the nuances of persuasion, is essential for fostering effective collaboration and achieving shared goals. By recognizing the psychological factors that influence individual and group behavior, we can create environments that promote productivity, minimize conflict, and harness the power of collective action. Implementing a multifaceted approach that incorporates strategies to mitigate social loafing, such as establishing clear group norms, promoting individual accountability, and fostering a sense of shared responsibility is crucial. Additionally, understanding the principles of persuasion, including inoculation theory, the foot-in-the-door technique, and the door-in-the-face tactic, empowers us to navigate interpersonal interactions with greater awareness and influence. By fostering open communication, encouraging active listening, and valuing diverse perspectives, we can create groups that are greater than the sum of their parts. Effective group work requires a delicate balance of individual contribution and collective effort, guided by a shared understanding of the psychological forces at play. Section 9. Conclusion. Harnessing the power of social psychology. The study of social psychology provides us with invaluable insights into the complexities of human behavior, particularly within the context of group dynamics. By understanding the factors that contribute to de-individuation, social loafing, and the nuances of persuasion, we can develop strategies to mitigate negative outcomes and harness the power of social interaction for positive change. By applying these principles in our personal and professional lives, we can become more effective communicators, collaborators, and leaders. From building resistance to unwanted persuasion to creating environments that foster productivity and innovation, the insights gleaned from social psychology empower us to navigate the social world with greater awareness, empathy, and influence.